Hi guys, it's Charlotte Walker, aka the PDMP. To my right, I have Miss Letitia Smith, one of my besties, and I am so excited to have her here. Tisha is an HIV/AIDS nurse, works at one of our local clinics here, and she has so graciously come on and is going to share all of her knowledge that I can drain from her in like an interview. I'm like, give me everything you have about HIV. But we are going to discuss HIV and HIV/AIDS just from the perspective of HIV care. And I'm so excited to be able to kind of give this aspect. We've been looking at so many different aspects of HIV. We had Darnisha Williams come on and talk about like the public health aspect. And I'm just so excited to be able to give all of these different avenues about HIV care. HIV is so big, and it's something that you can have 3 or 4 interviews about and you still don't have all the information. So I am just so excited that we're having such a versatile group of people coming on to share their knowledge with us, and so we're just gonna hop right into it. So Tisha, if I'm someone and I think that I've been exposed to HIV, what is the first thing I should do?
Definitely get tested. The first thing we want you to do is get tested and see if you do have the HIV virus.
Okay.
What we do is we swab the inside of the mouth or the prick of a finger, which takes about 30 minutes for your results. If that does come back positive, we send you over to me, and I pull a bunch of labs to confirm that you actually do have HIV, and then we kind of go from there.
Okay. So I know that a lot of people may think that HIV is only shared, somebody who's out, having promiscuous sex, but there are a bunch of different ways that you can transmit the virus.
Yeah.
What ways is HIV transmitted?
Yeah, definitely through blood, semen, vaginal fluid, rectal fluid, and breast milk.
Not through tears. I can't shed a thug tear.
No, not through tears, not through sweat.
I can't shed a thug tear. Now I'm like, oh, now you have it. No.
And another one, not through insect bites or mosquito bites per se. So
yeah.
That's what a lot of people like to say. No, I got it done from mosquito didn't bite you.
No, ma'am, that's not what happened.
But in the United States, definitely anal, vag, and needle sharing. What it used to be was blood transfusions. It's a lot less common nowadays.
Yeah.
But yeah, blood transfusions. No longer pregnancy that much. Less commonly oral sex.
Yeah.
And yeah, pretty much.
And no thug tears. Thug tears will not
cause
you to
no. And biting. When you bite somebody, less likely.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Like, you looked at me, so now I have HIV.
Yeah. Holding hands of a person that's HIV positive. No. Kissing, on the lips. No.
Yeah. Casual contact is not. No. Okay, so why do you think that there's such a stigma, like all these things that we just joked about? Like, why do you think there is such this like stigma around HIV/AIDS, particularly in our community?
Yeah. HIV is a taboo. It's definitely a taboo in the Black community as well. A lot of people feel like, I'm to the top of the world. There's no way that I can get HIV.
Right.
There's Haitians who believe that it's practice of voodoo, and so if that was done to you because of voodoo, that's your fault.
You did something.
You did something wrong, and
now you have HIV.
That's your
then now you got a problem. Right. Yeah.
And then there's an African community who believe that it's not transmitted through sex. There's no way that I could have given it to you through sex. So
if you have it, you have
it.
It ain't me.
Yeah, and that does go in cohorts with the voodoo as well. They do believe in voodoo.
So what could we do to like tackle that?
I want to add another stigma is gay males.
Yeah.
That's another one. A lot of we don't really the Black community. Gay males aren't well accepted. So you will hear a lot of people say it's a gay man's disease.
Right.
And that's not fully what it is.
Yeah.
Um, gay males are definitely at higher risk for contracting the disease. It said the new statistics show that 50% of African American males who have sex with males, or MSMs, will get the disease sometime in their life.
Right.
And it's definitely rising. It's rising. But ways that we can tackle that is through education, educating ourselves about the disease and how we get it, and that it's not,
through shedding thug tears.
Yeah, or mosquito bites.
And hugging hands, holding hands and hugging.
Yeah, so definitely education. And if you practice high-risk behaviors such as needle sharing, get tested.
Yeah,
definitely get tested and start medications and get on a regimen. Go from there.
I have a question, off topic a little bit, but we talked about this on the podcast. What would you say to the young girl who's like, my boyfriend won't get tested with me?
Listen, if he won't get tested, do not. Don't do it. Because you don't know what this person does when you're not around. You don't know. I mean, just because you don't practice high-risk behavior, that doesn't mean he did before or currently is. So definitely, I mean, try to encourage. That's a good idea, to try to encourage one to get tested. Let them, educate them that not no one has to know. It's, what do you call it? It's
confidential.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, that's really is a good idea to get tested with your
partner.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
I was like, we talked about that.
Yeah.
And just, I was like, it's a red flag. Yeah. It's
another red flag is when they said, I got tested last week. I get tested every 3 months. Why you getting tested every 3 months?
What is you doing?
So yeah. Just be smart about it.
Yeah.
Follow your gut.
And be smart and use wisdom. So when you look at the HIV virus, or things that are important for people who have HIV to know, I always hear people talk about like CD4 and viral load. What is a CD4? What is a viral load? And why does that matter?
Yeah, CD4 and viral load, two very important things when it comes to HIV. CD4 is a helper T cell, which the HIV virus actually attacks. And once it attacks, it can go below the count of 200.
Right.
That's danger zone. Once we're at a count of less than 200, we're at risk for opportunistic infections. Those infections include PCP pneumonia, Kaposi sarcoma, which is like a type of cancer, MAC pneumonia,
yeast.
And
I was like, yeast. I know a lot.
Yeah, it can be on your skin as well.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of white stuff around your mouth.
I think too, what people also should know, it's not the virus that kills you. It's usually the opportunistic infection, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So HIV itself isn't like, oh, I'm dead because HIV. It's like, no, your immune system was
so low, it couldn't fight off anything, and that you died from the pneumonia or the MAC or the Kaposi.
Yeah.
Typically.
So
viral load.
Yeah.
So viral load is the amount of copies of the virus that you have in the blood. Viral load, we like to see it less than 20. Once you're less than 20, you're considered undetectable. That's where you'll hear people say, they can't transmit it, which is very true. Once you're undetectable, you're untransmissible. U equals U is what we say.
That doesn't mean to stop taking your meds.
That does not mean to stop taking your meds.
And they're like, I've been healed by the blood of Jesus.
Yeah, you hear that a lot. Yeah, I had that the other day. Like, wait, hold on. You still have the virus. You definitely still have the virus, but you have a less than 5% chance of transmitting that virus to either your baby if pregnant or your partner if you're having sex with a person who does not have it.
Okay. So why is it so important for people that have HIV to be compliant with their medication regimen? Like, why can't you, once you are undetectable and now you're like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah,
like, I didn't live.
no, it doesn't
I'm
work
ready.
that
I'm
way.
out here.
Yeah. So I would say one thing they don't like to use the word compliance. They like to say adherence.
Okay.
Yeah, because it makes them feel a lot better.
Yeah, I can.
So it's very important for adherence because, like we said, I mean, you want to get to that undetectable state.
Right.
Take those. If you take those meds every single day, you continue to be untransmittable.
Yeah.
However, say you missed a day or two, or 3, and then it ends up being 4, and then you start taking them again, and then you stop and you start and you stop and you start, you build a resistance to that drug.
So it's similar to like MRSA.
Antibiotics.
Like antibiotics, you take it, and then the bug knows, like, oh, I know how to do this. I've lived it. The bug's like, I'm out here, Terminator. Yeah, out here. Yeah. And now, you take that little medicine about to do something.
She got it. Exactly.
And now you're out here, and so do they then have to like add more meds?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, once you build a resistance to that one medication, we have to stop taking that med, and you're probably going to be on like 2 different medications or more.
And so over time, back in the day, I know people that had HIV/AIDS, they were taking like tons and tons of meds. That has changed dramatically.
Yeah, definitely. They were taking more than 2 to 3 pills, more than 2 to 3 times a day. Right. Morning, afternoon, night, and had to eat food with it. People were going through so much with it. Kidney issues, bone issues, because the medication pulls so much out of your bones. They were going through a lot. But now, 1 pill a day. You would hear certain medications. I'll just throw out a few. Biktarvy. Now there's a new one, Simtuza, Genvoya. Yeah. Those are a few good ones, 1 pill a day, and people typically do really well. And like we were saying earlier, if you have any type of side effects, just
say something. Yeah, y'all. That's with anything. And one thing I'm very inspired by is that now, like back in the day, HIV used to be like, it's a death sentence. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. And now I feel like it falls in that same category of like chronic illness, like your diabetes, cancer, HIV. These are things that can be managed. But with that management, there has to be an open line of communication between the patient and us being the medical staff, because we're not home with you. So if you come in and we say, how's it going? And you know that you stopped taking your medicine, but then you don't tell us that something's going on, we can't help you. Right. So just have that open communication and let us know. Like
even if it's, and I understand some people don't feel comfortable telling their doctor or even the nurse, your case manager. Your case manager can always reach out to us. And tell somebody that's within your medical team and let them know, and we can get you on a better. Because I've had that happen that happen where someone told his case manager a lot more than what he told the doctor, because the doctor, was upset. Yeah. And I mean, it happens, but if you tell somebody, we can definitely help you out.
Yeah, because the whole goal of us even being here or having these positions is to help you. And we want you to live your best life, even with the disease. Like, you can still live your best life. It's going to be the best quality of life for you. And so the goal is for us to help you live that, whatever that may look like. Now, this rolls into my next question, because now I've been seeing a lot of these commercials about PrEP, and like, it'll help prevent the transmission of HIV/AIDS.
Yay!
I was like, what is PrEP? Can you just kind of like explain how that works?
Yay for PrEP. PrEP is for patients who are HIV negative. If you're HIV positive, we don't recommend PrEP. You would hear, if you don't hear PrEP, you hear them use the word Truvada, because that's the name of the medication that we're using right now. So if you feel like you're going to have a wild night for the next 2 weeks, or if you knew you were going to the bathhouse or the glory hole, whatever it may be, you can take the Truvada for that week or that 2 week period. Or if you know you continue a high risk behavior throughout your lifestyle, whatnot, you can take the Truvada throughout life. It's a one pill every day. You don't have to take it with food or anything. And it does prevent, it decreases your chances of getting HIV.
That's awesome that there's a preventative now, and it's not something that that just came out recently, and so I'm just so encouraged that we are constantly making headway with the HIV disease. So my next question is a financial one. For people who are like, okay, well, I don't have money for all these medicines. Like, that's great that they have this HIV preventative, but ain't nobody got time for that. Like, I don't have money for that. What do you say to those people who say that they either can't, they can't afford, like a Truvada, or the patient that's HIV positive and say that they can't afford their treatment regimen?
There's quite a few, and I'll have your fans or whatnot email you, and I can provide a whole lot more.
Okay.
But there's a lot of grants and there's a lot of programs. I'll just touch on one of the programs, which is Ryan White. That one is nationwide. Ryan White covers people who are insured or uninsured, and it covers anything HIV related. Whether it's you with the pneumonia and you need your antibiotics, whether it's you need your HIV medications every single month, they help you with that. They pay for everything.
That's awesome.
Nothing comes out of the pocket for you. I mean, I have patients who are literally homeless. They have nowhere to stay, and they come into my office, and we cover everything for them HIV related, and they take their medication every day.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Not awesome that they're homeless, but awesome that they have
they still follow through.
Yeah, and they're able to.
We get them a ride to the facility. Just they give us a call, let us know where they're at. We pick them up, bring them to the office, and then give them whatever they need, and we send them back wherever they want to go.
That's awesome. So if you had to give some takeaways from this, or just in general about HIV, what is important for people with HIV and people without HIV? Mm-hmm. What is important for them to know?
Yeah, people with HIV, you're definitely not alone. There's a lot of people out there who are going through it. And talk to your healthcare provider about resources. You're not alone. Yeah. You're definitely not alone. Financially, we're here to help.
Yeah.
And know your status. That seems to be the biggest thing right now. We haven't decreased the instances of HIV. We kind of like steadied it out more so.
Okay.
And the biggest thing that can help people right now is just knowing your status.
Right.
If you know your status and take your medication every day like we recommend, and become untransmissible, you're in good standing. You're better off than a person who has diabetes.
Yeah.
Because like we were talking about earlier, HIV is not what's killing anyone.
Yeah.
It's the opportunistic infections once you're at the AIDS stage.
Right. Once that CD4 count
drops and your viral load is in the millions or the thousands. Yeah.
So I would recommend Tisha had me watch this documentary on Netflix called 25 to Life, and it covers the story of William Bronner. Mm-hmm. I want to keep giving him a different last name. Bronner. His story is fascinating.
And my husband was the one that actually forwarded me to that, because he knows how much I'm trying to help everyone. Yes. Jeffrey forwarded me to that movie. Sat down and watched it.
Awesome. Shout out to movie. Jay, buddy. We love you, Jay. It was good, and I watched it with my husband. And it was very intriguing. I definitely recommend that you guys watch it. Nobody's paying us to say it. It just is a great.
It's awesome.
It's a great documentary, and it kind of takes a look at, a young Black man and his journey with the HIV/AIDS
Yeah.
virus. I don't want to share too much because you just need to watch it.
Yeah.
But nothing happened the way that you would think that it happened, the way he acquired it, his life after it. Like it was definitely, we could not stop watching it. Like it was really good. And they kind of talk about Ryan White in the documentary and who he is and just the stigma around it. Ryan White was a little white boy that had HIV, and they put him out of school and made him the butt of like all these jokes, like how he was going and accused him like going to the grocery store and licking the vegetable. It just was so
back then they didn't know, they weren't sure how people were getting HIV, and so they would just say anything, and they kicked, like you said, they kicked him out of school. And,
and people
after
were
he passed away, people
grown adults were protesting outside of this man's school
because they were worried that their children would get the HIV. But like we said, and I understand people didn't know how this virus was getting around. And so they were protective of their friends and families. And now that we know so much, and now that we have a good treatment program for HIV, there's no excuse.
No excuses. No excuses. And on that note, Tisha, thank you so much. We really appreciate having you. You guys, as always, Tisha is a member of the group. If you guys have more questions, you guys can reach out to her directly. Our inbox is also what we call a safe place. So if you have a question and you want us to kind of direct you to Tisha, we can do that. And this conversation does not stop here. We, with all diseases, know that they happen year-round and not a one-time thing. So Tisha, as she gets more developments and things that she wants to share with us, she will definitely be updating us in the group. And I'm just so excited to have her be a part of our team. And just because I love her, this is my friend. I love her. So yes, guys, reach out to us however you can. And we hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much.